Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Crypto Crow. That is me, the big old ogre of crypto. I've been getting a lot of comments lately because of all of the hoopla going on with FTX and basically the global meltdown of a multitude of exchanges, and everybody's realizing, oh yeah, I do need to use exchanges like a public restroom. I should go in, do my business, and get out, not store everything there and hang out and wait for something bad to happen. So I'm getting a lot of messages asking me, Crow, what wallet should I use? I'm going to pull everything off exchanges and I want to delegate it to the Crow node. How do I do that? So we're going to do this. It should be a pretty quick video because it's not a super complex thing, but we're going to get started right away. Make this real quick and easy. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm using Firefox specifically for demo stuff. I don't use Firefox. I use other browsers. But it's all the same. I mean, for the most part, it's pretty much the same. So I'm in Firefox. If I Google the Yoroi wallet, spelled YOROI space wallet, the very first thing that pops up is going to be the Yoroi-wallet.com website. You can see here, it's the secured website. So from the very homepage, I'm able to click on this download tab and see I can download it for Chrome, Edge, for those of you that just bought an HP and you're in your 70s and you're not really sure what browser to use, so you're using Edge because it came with the computer, you might want to change that. Use that Edge to go download Brave browser is my suggestion, but whatever you're comfortable with, folks. But you can download Yoroi for Edge wallet or Edge browser, Firefox, and you can also put it on your Android or iOS. Now, a couple tips before we go even further. Number one, you should not be installing your wallet, especially if you're planning on moving large sums of crypto, okay? You should not be storing large sums of crypto on any wallet, especially on a hot wallet in a browser on a computer that you use on your day-to-day activity. You just shouldn't, because you're going to get phishing emails. You're going to click random things all over the internet because you're curious. Some of these could install malware or other things on your computer that would enable people to ultimately access things you don't want them to. And I highly encourage, if you are doing any of that, you want to use an antiviral, something like a Kaspersky. If you're going to be using big crypto amounts, I would highly encourage you to go check out cryptowall.ca. It's a firewall router. It's a Cisco Meraki enterprise level router. It's pricey. It's a couple grand for your router and your subscription, but it's monitored and there's a lot to it, but they help you set it all up. It's very, very good equipment. I've been using it for years. If you use Crow as your coupon code, it knocks 10% off the price. I've been supporting Crypto Wall for years. I wouldn't leave home without it. Let's put it that way. But it's, if you're just dealing with a couple grand worth of crypto, it's probably not worth spending a couple grand on a router. But you should definitely be using like a Brave browser for the increased security measures, and at least like a Kaspersky antivirus. Okay. And even some malware prevention stuff. So that being said, I also would never install something on my phone. I mean, that's just me, but I would never install anything of significant value on a mobile device I'm carrying around and have the potential to lose. Everybody loses a phone. Things happen all the time. Phones get pickpocketed, especially at big public events. I would never store my crypto on a cell phone, but to each their own. If that's your thing and you're just, I do a lot of these things with little bits of play money for random things. But the bulk of my crypto is stored away. It's not accessible on any of these computers, period. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and install this on Firefox. And so we can see here, this is removed because I just installed it. But you click this, it'll say add to browser or something like that. You click that, and then you'll see it pops up right here in this little window. So now we've got Yoroi installed in the browser. So now we want to actually activate it. Okay, so we want to create that wallet. You can select your language, whatever language you speak. I'm going to assume it's English, otherwise you wouldn't understand what I'm telling you anyway. So we're going to click continue on there. Yoroi will never track your behavior, never create profiles with your information, never sell your data, never run any analytic software or third-party trackers. Any server log is kept for at most 2 weeks, purely for server troubleshooting purposes. And then you can scroll down through here like everybody does without reading it and click continue. All right, so your gateway to the financial world, Yoroi Lite Wallet for Cardano. You can connect it to a hardware wallet if you're using one of those. You can create your wallet or you can restore a wallet. I'm assuming you don't have one or you wouldn't be here, so we're going to create a brand new one. Cardano is definitely my cryptocurrency of choice. So we're going to go with Cardano. You can create paper wallets. I don't personally really use paper wallets. We're not going to even bother covering that here, but we're going to create a regular hot wallet. Wallet name, Crow's Demo Staking Wallet. All right. Spending password. All right. So I'm going to have to write this down. So we'll edit this down a little bit because you're going to have your staking or your spending password. So your spending password, just so you know, is the password you're going to use constantly. It's not a password you're going to save into anything, because every time you try to send crypto from this wallet, it's going to ask you for your spending password, so that even if somebody has, accessed your computer and they want to try and send crypto out somewhere, they're not going to be able to do that without your spending password. So make it complex. I always say make a minimum of 8 characters. You want it 12 to 15, really, and you don't want it to be easy. You want to use a combination of numbers, characters, capital, lowercase, a little of everything. And then you're going to write this down in a ledger book, because you're not saving this or storing this in your browser. So I'm going to create mine real quick, and I'll edit it, and it'll be a little quicker. All right, so I've got my password put in here. I've got it confirmed. And now I'm going to click create personal wallet. Make sure nobody looks into your screen unless you want them to have access to your funds. Okay, I will click OK. On the following screen, you will see a set of 15 random words. This is your wallet backup phrase. It can be entered in any version of Yoroi in order to back up or restore your wallet's funds and private key. So this is going to pop up 15 words. You're going to write every one of these words down, and you're going to write them down in order, okay, from 1 to 15, because it's very likely once you've written these words down and you continue, it's going to ask you, now what are your 15 words in order? Because they want to make sure you wrote them down, because without these words, you're kaput. If something happens to the computer, if something happens to whatever you put this on, if you do not have these backed up in a safe place, readily available to re-input, to restore that wallet on a new computer or device, your funds are gone. All right. This is not like a bank where you can be like, there's a bank error. I think I fat thumbed something. I need to fix it. There's nobody to call. You can call the wallet company. You can call Cardano. You can call. Nobody's going to be able to help you. That's what blockchain is really all about. It's you are your bank, so you have to be responsible. Okay. So we're going to move forward here, and we're going to see what happens. All right. So there are my words. Okay. So I wrote down all 15 of my words, and as I suspected, they're asking me for my recovery phrase. They want to know what my recovery phrase is, and they want it in order. So now I'm going to fill this in. You do the same, and then we'll be right back. All right. So it gave us our 15-word seed phrase. We've put the 15-word seed phrase back into the wallet to confirm we've written them down. And now we see this recovery phrase. I understand that my secret keys are held securely on this device only, not on the company servers. So when you're doing this, it's not sending this back and forth. This is all on you. This is all on you to maintain. I understand that if this application is moved to another device or deleted, my money can only be recovered with the backup phrase that I have written down and saved in a secure place. They don't make it any more clear. This is important. You want to make sure you keep this handy, and we're going to confirm it. And voila, we now have our Yoroi wallet ready to go, ready to start receiving crypto. It's loading key data, upcoming rewards. This is the epoch schedule. So this is your Yoroi wallet dashboard now. So we want to delegate it, right? We want to delegate our crypto, but we don't have any on here yet. You probably have it sitting on an exchange. So what you're going to do is you're going to click receive, and this is going to give you your wallet address. You can generate a new address, but it's not really necessary. And this little icon here is copy to clipboard. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to go over to my other wallet and I'm going to click send. So for my other wallet, I'm going to click this and I'm going to paste my address in here. All right. And then I'm going to put in how much Cardano I'm going to send and maybe a little note or something. So we're going to copy this address and I'm going to go over to my other wallet that you can't see. And I'm going to send some play money here so that I can delegate it to my node. And we'll just send 25 ADA. All right. So I just completed that. So we'll see how long it takes for the funds to transfer. Shouldn't take too long. Now, here's the thing. And this is very, very key. If you're sending funds from an exchange to your new wallet, the first thing I would advise you to do is you're going to do this in 2 transactions. Because especially as a new user, and I'm not a new, I've been in this since 2017, and I still do this as a common practice. When I'm sending a large amount of funds, I can see that I just sent myself 25 ADA, so it's already here. It took less than, 20 seconds. I love my Cardano. It's super fast. But I'm going to send a small transaction first to make sure that everything's working as it should. I've copied the proper address. I've pasted the proper address, that there isn't any kind of malware or any kind of sniffer or anything on my system that's changing my address, because that has been known to happen. So, basically sometimes you might go to a website or do something. If you're not running proper security, you could have something in your browser or on your app that is switching your clipboard contents. So if you copy an address to your clipboard, it could change it to somebody else, a hacker's wallet, and then you're sending all your crypto to a hacker's wallet and not even have a clue what happened. That has happened. That's why you want to make sure that security is a really big deal, and you're generally not doing things like this or for any kind of crypto related stuff on a computer that's connected 24/7. You don't want to do it. It's just not worth it. It's not worth the risk. Hackers prey on that kind of stuff. Me personally, nothing I own is connected to the computer or connected to the internet when I'm not actively using it, period. And that's just the way I've been doing it now for years. And so that being said, I got 25 ADA on my wallet. Everything looks good. And so now that I see that, if I were sending more, if I had a 2,000 or 20,000 or 100,000 ADA, now I'd be like, okay, everything works. I can send the rest of it, and then I'd be ready to go. So now we're going to delegate this 25 ADA to the Crow node. So in order to do that, we're going to click on delegation list, and we're just going to punch in CROW, and then we're going to search and see, does it come up? Cardano stake pool. And pledge is 100,000, pool size 0.3%. There's currently 18.79 million ADA being delegated to this node. So I'm going to click delegate. And now I have to input my spending password, which I'm going to put in, and click delegate. It cost 2.18 ADA in fees. Successfully delegated. I'm done, folks. That's it. I go back to my page, and as you can see, everything is still there. And even though I've delegated my ADA to the Crow node, I'm going to generate a passive yield every epoch, which is about 5 days for those of you that are like weird about it. But it's going to generate a passive yield for me, and then I can still use it. So minus the fee, obviously. So I will get updates down here, upcoming rewards. This is the reward schedule. So my first reward will happen on December 6th, because it typically takes a couple weeks. So the same way you can stake your ADA to a node and still spend it and use it, what happens is it's almost like starting a new W-2 job where you're paid every couple weeks, right? Even though you're not paid every your first couple weeks, it's like, okay, put in the work and then you'll start getting a check. All right. And then if your work declines, so your work being, how much you've delegated to the node, if that changes or your work declines over the next period, then your reward will show that. You'll get less of a reward. So the more you delegate, the higher your reward, and it takes a couple weeks to start. So a lot of people say, I delegated my ADA and it's been a week and a half and I still haven't seen a reward. It typically takes a couple weeks for that first reward to happen. Then from there, you'll see from December 6th, then the December 7th is your next, December 16th, and so on. And as long as and what happens is let's say I decide to just send more ADA to this wallet address, okay? This address is what's basically being delegated to the node. So if I get more ADA to that wallet address, it will automatically get delegated to the Crow node. You're not going to have to keep redelegating ADA to the node you're delegated to. It will just be automatic. The same way if you spend some of that ADA, the delegation will lower, thus rewards be lowered in the next epoch. So that's all reflected pretty much in real time from epoch to epoch, depending on what you do. It's not like an Ethereum node where you're delegating it or you're staking it and you're locking it up for a minimum of a year or 2 years or whatever. ADA doesn't work that way. ADA is all about decentralization and freedom and being able to do what you want to do, what you need to do. It's not about locking you up and creating a ruckus for you. But that's ultimately it in a nutshell. Now you have a fully functional Cardano wallet with lots of different functions and features. You can start voting. So in the next Catalyst round, information is currently unavailable because there is the recent Catalyst. Catalyst is Cardano's venture capital arm. Basically, I'm going to be submitting something to Catalyst for my Soblox.com, my social media platform, and it basically enables and empowers the public who hold ADA to vote on projects that they feel deserve and merit funding from Cardano directly. And so in Cardano and IOHK and Cardano Foundation, everybody, they basically contribute funds every so often to a fund round. And they say, okay, here's how much is in the fund. Everybody in the public that holds ADA, pick what projects you think are going to help the ecosystem the most, what needs are needing to be filled, and then you'll be able to vote. And when you vote, you'll actually earn ADA for your participation. So you might want to check this tab every so often, or look at the Project Catalyst fund schedule to say, oh, there's stuff coming. I'm going to be able to vote, and you'll be able to do that right from Yoroi. So I really dig that. Yoroi's a pretty solid wallet. I don't hear much about anything negative. So there you go. Get your funds off exchanges like right now, and then delegate it to Crow node. And you know what, to be honest with you, Crow node is my node, but delegate it to whatever node you feel best. And if you have a friend that runs a node or something, to ask them what is your node. I am not one to be like, you have to delegate to Crow node. You could delegate to any node you want. This is just to show you how, if you like me, you might pick the Crow node. So until next time, guys, crow your coins. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you again soon.